Hello everyone, my name is Nikhila Sharma. I am the director of Go Clean Solutions Private Limited. I follow Ricky Chadha as an astro healer on YouTube. Thank you.
Hello friends. Looking at the description or the title of this video, you must have thought that I've gone crazy. Saturn gives you luck. Saturn gives you money. Yes, it does. But what normally happens is Saturn is the most feared planet. Everybody thinks that he is a dark, forbidding, and brooding image. Like that's the image of the planet that we have set in our mind. In fact, Shani Dev himself is an agent of fear. We are deeply scared of things he is connected to in the horoscope. I mean to say, look at your horoscope, wherever Saturn is sitting, that house and the signification of that house is, you will see your fear in that house. And it is very specific kind of fear. Very specific kind of fear. It is a payback coupled with responsibility and service. Which means that house where Saturn is there, you have the fear, you have a payback over there. Saturn will put the responsibility also on you that you are supposed to settle your karmas there. Right? Our own actions, whatever actions I'm talking about, is, and especially the action of your past, I'm talking about this life, past, will keep coming back and start demanding to balance it. So if you have hurt someone, Saturn will make sure it comes back to you and you have to balance it out. If you can identify these areas, if you identify your mistakes, then you are one step ahead in removing that karmic fears. We always say, I always believe, you must fight your fears. If you don't fight your fear, the fear is going to be there. Because there is a saying which says, what you allow will continue. Please remember that. For example, I'm referring to some notes because I've written everything for you all. For example, if Saturn is in your 12th house, so Saturn is in your 12th house, you are likely or most likely to be very uncomfortable with receiving the guidance from your subconscious mind. That means the guidance that your subconscious mind gives you, that is blocked. You are uncomfortable also in receiving the gifts or ancestral spirits. Your sleep also is affected. Many people have seen they have problem with their sleep when Saturn is in the 12th house. Either they keep on sleeping, they just love to sleep, or they do not get sleep, or they have a very disturbed sleep. But if in some way you are able to affirm and convince yourself that there is nothing frightening about all this what is happening around you, and if you trust the planet Saturn, you will be in a better position or will be able to access what is yours from the 12th house. So if you have Saturn in the 12th house, you have to make sure that you give affirmation that yes, I can do it. Yes, I can fight my fear. Yes, I can achieve it. and then maybe you can achieve it. Now, the title says Saturn gives you luck and money. So I'm coming to the topic now. See, I have told in the previous video also where I discussed Saturn that Saturn is a strict teacher, a very strict teacher. He will take down your illusions related to each and every houses one by one systematically. Because we know that Saturn starts his journey and comes back to the same point in 30 years. So I always told you at the age of 28 there is a paradigm shift. 56 there is a paradigm shift. So Saturn takes you to all the houses 2.5 years, and then you come to, he finishes his journey of 29 and some months. So in 30 years he will try to systematically teach you. He will grant you maturity also, and also will give you opportunity to work your way through your karmic backlog, and thereby will give you a chance to balance your karmic account on this planet. And once you have settled your account, he will reward you for your efforts and gifts that you are now eligible for. So it is due. And what is that gift? Luck, money, and the chance to make your name in the society. Only after all the pain, all the efforts you have taken, then Saturn will give you whatever. And whatever Saturn gives you is permanent. See, Saturn is a natural ruler of the 10th and the 11th house, that is Capricorn and Aquarius. So we have to understand that Saturn will make you work towards your own success. And these achievements, after you get all the achievements, are going to be permanent. I just said permanent. Whatever we see and whatever we perceive, Saturn will put a legal lens on it. See, Saturn will look at everything in the life with a legal lens. He will ask you, is it as per the law? Is it what you are doing is right? Is your mind, your consciousness is agreeing to it? Do you think you're doing ethically? If everything is under the discipline in the legal sense, only then Saturn will permit you. Otherwise, no breaking of law. He will not permit you. Now you may wonder that you always thought that money comes when you have a strong Mars, because Mars will give you courage, aggressiveness, which is very important for your to draw money. Similarly, Sun also is a center stage. Both Mars and Sun gives you power and prestige. So, what is so special about Saturn then? In this case, what is Saturn's gift? So now we have to look. Let us compare Saturn with Mars. This is the first step I want you to understand. Compare Saturn with Mars. See, Mars is a very fairy energy, which is more than often is not very regulated. It's very unregulated, in fact. Mars is the ultimate competitor. He is a warrior. He will always desire first. He is the expression of vitality and of self-ego. What will happen? He has such a tremendous and huge energy store for fight, but it lacks maturity. He will keep on fighting. So if a warrior conquers the land, he will not settle over there. He will say, okay, I have achieved this, now the next land, now the next land. Now he will keep on. He will not stop because he is not so mature. He only have got aggression. He will keep on going, and he doesn't, Mars does not even have patience. So his way of acting is like, continuous flow. He will not wait for the result. Even if he wins, he cannot sit down. And he cannot even consolidate what he has achieved. He will be on another task, another conquest. He does not have the skill to administer to his victories. He will keep on winning. So he will win a piece of land, or maybe a area, a nation, whatever you say. But then will be at a loss as what to do next. So this is not a long-term stable success. There is a thrill, no doubt about it, and he enjoys it. Mars enjoys the thrill. So he will so people who are very aggressive with Mars quality, they are just running behind something and they don't consolidate. Now come to comparison with Sun. So Saturn with Sun. Now Saturn is the son of Sun. Sun is what? He believes in entitlement. He wants it because he feels that he has the right over everything. He is the king. He has not worked for it and will never. The king sits behind. He makes people work. And he is very prestigious. I'm not supposed to work. The other people are supposed to work. And then I should only enjoy. Saturn will always dazzle his subjects, the king, with the radiance that he has, the power that he has, and he has a large ego. He always wants it's I have done it. It's my way of doing it. That ego is there. So Surya or Sun is full of self-ego and full of power. He is very uncomfortable. Sun is very uncomfortable, okay, with the idea of equality. He feels I am here and the others are here. He will not, no equality in him, whether it is in service and fairness also with people. He will never mingle with people or think of a commoner person. His placement in the chart, in your chart, will definitely indicate personal self-authority and self-determination. He is defined by only himself. Even if he works for someone, I'm talking about Sun, even if he's working for someone, his attitude would be that he has done a favor by working for him. So that ego he carries. He works only for his self-promotion. He is not interested in what others are getting. I should be promoted. If he ever gives, it will be also an expression of attitude. He will distribute like a king. Like, oh, you take this, you take this, you take, I have achieved it and now you can take this. Okay. He is basically a ruler. Now this is, I have compared Saturn with Mars. I have compared Sun with Saturn with Sun. Now, let us look at Saturn. Now, Saturn in Capricorn. As I told you, the 10th house of a Kalpurusha or the natural horoscope, 10th house represents Capricorn and the 11th is Aquarius. Now, Saturn in Capricorn is to do with all the karmic actions. He is a natural lord of the 10th Capricorn. Thus, he has a social prestige, class structure, responsibility of the leader, governance, contribution to the society. He will work for the society. Recognition by the public and the rule maker. He will make the rule. But mind you, no ego again. He is also the very highly professional and career driven man or a person under tremendous heavy workload. You will find people who are having Saturn or Saturn Dasha, you have got a lot of work on your head. And Saturn is always driven or by, say a man who is determined, who has worked very hard to reach the top level, but only with patience, perseverance, consolidating his position and power. He may not get much of an income from public service if he derives his position from the masses that he serves. So people under him would be masses and they will recognize him because he has served them. He has no other entitlement to his throne. Maybe I'm talking about a person with Saturn in Capricorn. He may be born into a family already recognized for its social service, and thus he takes a step ahead. Saturn works in the 10th, and the Mars works very well in the 1st, which is 4th from the 10th. So here you will see Saturn will enjoy his ego, his name, fame, position in the society, but he will have a reason to do so because he has achieved it with real good discipline and ethically he has reached that position. See, Saturn is also a lord, or he represents constraints in life, restrictions, and he will give out only that much resources as can be effectively used till the last drop. So you will see if a person is working, Saturn will not give full support. He'll say, okay, you want this much for the next few kilometers, I'll give you this much. He will not say, okay, I'm filling your tank full. No. He'll say, go 5 kilometers, stop there, fill the petrol again, go 10 kilometers more, again do the refueling, again go 10 kilometers. He will not give you, he will not equip you fully. Only then the person values the resources. You will only value the petrol, the fuel, if you know what is the value for it. That is how Saturn works. The person with Saturn in Capricorn is respected because of the quality of his work and his focus and what he gives back to the society. This is a very responsible position and is affected by the presence of benefic and malefic influences of other planets also. It all depends whether Saturn is along with a malefic or a benefic planet. The exactly opposite house from the 10th is the 4th house. 4th house, it talks about your residence, talks about comforts, and in the Dasha period, when the 10th house gets activated, he will put all his efforts, his labor. The family will be suffering, no doubt about it, and he will do all the labor so that he makes his family comfortable. So Saturn, because as I told you, Saturn will work for something, he will put his efforts and he will give you that achievement. But the gift from the Saturn that comes to you, you will have a sense or the feel of the inner satisfaction of having worked for the personal glory, but for sustaining and improving the society also. These are the intangible assets of your life, not tangible. And the honor that the society bestows on you for being an efficient administrator will be a genuine one and permanent. Saturn here is a servant who becomes a popular king. So he will rise in life from the dust to the top. Mark my words, check with people having Capricorn as a ascendant or people with Capricorn as a moon Rashi, and whatever I have spoken about, check whether it is true or not. Now Saturn in Aquarius, if you have Saturn in Aquarius, now this is the second sign of Saturn. First is Capricorn, and here it is a Mood Trikona sign. He owns the 11th sign, 11th house, natural house. Here he regulates the linkage and the network system. 11th house is always of social networking. He will work with government, large corporation, and even a very large social circle or friend circle. Saturn into all sort of gathering can have a big fan club also. The achievement, gains, material goals and luck in market and economic would be his domain. The 11th ruled group are intensely very social and established on a complex and regular network of human relationship. Saturn here in Aquarius sets up a physical structure of network, the people and also the regulation to cooperate it. Everyone, irrespective of the class, greed, are welcome over here. Just the interest should be common. So he will have a circle where the interest is common. You won't have people from varied interests, only people who are having a similar goal, you will see them coming together. And naturally here too, it is essential to work for something to be gained. Thus the 11th is Saturn's house of profit. 11th house, as you know, is a house of income. In this house, 11th house, all graha, we are talking about Saturn, but any graha in the 11th house do a good job. We know that in astrology, every planet in the 11th house, for example, if you have Venus in the 11th house, you are a good negotiator. If Mercury in the 11th house, you are very talkative, chatty. If you have Sun, he is a royal or a regal status. Then we have Jupiter, the wisdom. And if you have Moon, Moon represents comfort. It all talk about comfort and emotions. And a competitor, that is Mars. Mars is always a competitor. They all have something in them in this network. So if you see a planet in the 11th house, you will see that if it is Mercury, he will have a networking with people where he will talk too much and he will gain from there. If it is Moon, he will be giving comfort to people and from there he gets money. Could be you are a hotelier, so you are accommodating people. Fine. If it is Sun, then maybe you are in a government this thing, because that is what he says, it's a regal status. You are on a very coveted level. So we have to check. And if it is Venus, then Venus is a negotiator. He will negotiate in the 11th house. So you are very good at dealing with negotiating with people in the 11th house. Even a planet like Ketu, for example, is welcomed in this house. Rahu, a foreigner. Rahu is always termed as a foreigner. He is a rule breaker. Is also welcome to do good business over here. However, Rahu in the 11th house works exceptionally very good, because these networks have control components and risk and foreignness plus selfishness, which is the domain of Rahu. So if you understand the rules, Shani can take the risk. I hope I made you understand how it all works. So I'm talking about a house, 11th house, which is Aquarius. Not always, but 11th house always represents Aquarius, which is ruled by Saturn. And these planets over here will always give you income depending on their own signification. In the 11th house, which is also known as a house of Labh or gain. Now what happens if Shani is there? Shani Dev will give you ambition, the right to aspire, to achieve, and to create a tangible gains. In the 11th, Saturn earns income through every source possible, and in the 4th from the 11th, that is the second house, Venus stores his treasure as a resource. See, 11th is Aquarius, so 12th is what? Pisces. First is Aries. Second is Taurus, ruled by Venus. That is the house where we say 11th is the house of income. Second house is where you store your wealth. That is where you store it. So you accumulate wealth over there. Shani Dev is an agent of ethics. He rules that a society lives by and thrives on. Shani Dev is a force which makes you work off your karmic debts. He will help you to set your social position. He will also help you to set up the society. He helps you to set up a huge market. He assures you gains, and he also grants you maturity in this process. What more can you ask for? And I think the only thing Shani Dev asks you for is work and have patience. If you see, Shani does give you your luck and money, but only after making you work or slog, so that you appreciate the wealth. A deeply, Shani Dev will always give you wealth after he is sure that I have taken him through all the struggle of life. He has understood that today if he gets money, he is not going to do, or he doesn't put the money or waste the money in such activities which is not ethical, which is not permitted by the society. Only when he feels, yes, you have come to that position, you have come to that, your mind is developed, you are matured, then the money will come to you. I always told you, Shani Dev in Saraswati, when he is leaving you, he has put you into all the possible struggle. But before he leaves you, mark my words, before I end this video, each one of you who has gone under Saraswati, when the Saraswati is leaving you, the last few 1.5 years, there are 4 things that I have seen. If you are of a marriageable age, you will get married. If you are married and you are waiting for a baby for a long time, you will have a baby. He will always give you something to do with property before he leaves you. And one thing is for sure, he will give you a vahan, something that you can ride on. It could be a cycle, it could be a scooter, it could be a bike, it could be a car, it could be anything, but something that you can commute on. Check. Get back to me. Put a comment. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry this was a little long video, but then I had to give you whatever I have researched for. Thank you so much. Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell icon so that whenever next time I put a video, the notification comes right there on your smartphone. Take care.